I am Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Abstract Essay, where ideas take shape, thoughts find depth, and every conversation explores the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. He's a professional matrix tester, 10 years testing 400 plus matrices, no other than Mr. Derek Hales.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome, Mr. Derek on Abstract Essay. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Sure. My name is Derek Hales. I'm a professional mattress tester. I've been testing mattresses professionally since 2011. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and I get to work with my friends and family testing some of the most popular mattresses in the U.S. and around the world.
Around the world, indeed. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And today, let's talk about how to improve bedroom setup, relaxation tips. So tell us, Mr. And if the bedroom is meant to be sanctuary, what are the top three things that absolutely do not belong in the space and why?
I think some of the big stuff are electronics. Getting your electronics out of the bedroom is a big thing. Anything that's going to distract you, create noise, keep you up later, wake you up in the middle of the night. So phones, tablets, TVs, as much of that as you can keep out of the bedroom, the better. So that's definitely the biggest. Beyond that, I would say light. Light is always a hindrance to sleep. The darker you can keep your room, the better. Study after study has shown that rooms that are darker, that don't have light pollution, that don't have lights on, electronics on, light coming in from outside windows, light coming in from doors, let people sleep better, sleep deeper, gets better rest. So trying to make your room as dark as possible. And the last one in a similar vein, noise. Again, study after study has shown when rooms are quieter with less noise pollution coming in from outside, whether it's outside your home, the building, or it's just outside your room door. We want to try to keep the room as quiet as possible. So get the electronics out, keep it dark, and keep it quiet.
Quiet indeed. And tell us, Mr. Derek, what are the qualities of a good matrices to fall you sleep like a baby?
So some of the things that I look for are mattress weight and mattress thickness, and usually mattresses that are thicker also weigh more. But the reason that mattress weight is important is because when there's more stuff in a mattress, thicker layers, denser layers, thicker, heavier coils for the pocketed coil unit, that's going to be a material setup that lasts longer, that's more durable, that provides better support and better comfort. Now, it isn't an absolute rule, but in most cases, mattresses that are thicker and heavier perform better and last longer. That's one of the easy things that I always tell my readers and viewers to look for.
Interesting, Mr. Derek. And beyond just sleep, how can we redefine the purpose of the bedroom to make it true heaven for relaxation and personal restoration?
I think that definitely gets back to individual preferences, but I think in general, making the bedroom a true, again, sanctuary of sleep and relaxation. So some of those things we talked about earlier, I think are important. Getting the electronics out of there, keeping it quiet, keeping it dark. Those go a long way. Beyond that, I think making sure that the mattress is comfortable for you. You need to find the right firmness, the right pressure relief, the right support that works with you. The same goes for pillows, bedding, sheets, toppers, anything else is on or around the mattress. I think the last thing I look for is just aesthetics and style. If it's a place that looks relaxing, that feels like it's home, it's a place you want to be. That's a place that's going to provide better relaxation for you and just be a place that you want to be.
Better relaxation, that's what we need, people. And what does the concept of mental clutter have to do with our physical bedroom setup? And how can we address both simultaneously?
I think mental clutter is definitely a struggle in today's modern world. There's so many things, pulling your attention, so many things distracting you, so many things that you need to do. And so I think as much as you can let that go by the time you go into your bedroom, I think there's different techniques and ways to do it. I think, getting good exercise during the day, taking a walk to sort of like mentally unwind some of the things in your mind, or even as simple as making a to-do list. Whatever you can do to get those things out of your head, whether it's just having time to process them, or just time to put them into a list so that you can shelve those temporarily, give yourself a time to reset and actually sleep without worrying about all these other things in your mind. I think that goes a long way.
Definitely goes a long way. And Mr. Derek, let's start with the obvious. The bed. For someone on a budget with a simple, most impactful upgrade, they can make their mattresses, pillows, or bedding for a better sleep and relaxation.
Sure. So aside from getting a new mattress, which is going to be the biggest and most impactful upgrade all the time, there are other small things that we can make. So definitely pillows, I think, is the going to be the biggest impact. It's also relatively inexpensive. You can get a new pillow anywhere from $30, or it could be up to a couple $100. But compared to the cost of a mattress, it's a relatively small expense. Getting a pillow that creates the right support, the right pressure relief, the right cooling, again, goes a long way. Different sleeping positions prefer different types of pillows. If you are a stomach sleeper, you probably want a pillow that's really flat. If you are a back sleeper, usually medium height is right. And side sleepers want something that's taller so they can really contour and support the neck. So making sure that you have a pillow that creates the right support and comfort for your sleep position, and then your personal preference is a big part to getting the overall restful sleep and restorative sleep. Beyond that, I think just making sure that we replace the pillow more often. This is, I think, one of the times, much like mattresses, where you don't realize kind of how old it is until it's really, really bad. Most pillows we want to replace every 3 to 5 years. If you're using a pillow protector and you take good care of your pillow, it can go probably 5 years. But for pillows that are without a pillow protector, or just depending on the materials used, like natural materials, real down doesn't last nearly as long as synthetic materials. That can mean you need to replace that pillow more often. So definitely, I think aside from, again, replacing the mattress, replacing the pillow, upgrading the pillow, making sure it's maintained, making sure it's clean, making sure it matches what your sleep position needs is definitely a high priority.
Mr. Derek, how can strategically use lighting to signal to our brain that it's time to wind down? What types of bulbs, fixtures, or placement do you recommend?
I think there is nothing better than no lighting.
No
As
lighting.
as you get closer to bed, get it as dark as possible. Try to avoid looking at your phone. If you absolutely have to have lighting, then keeping those lights lower. I think the blue light filters can help here, but also research has been mixed in this area. I've not seen definitive studies showing that avoiding blue light is always a go-to when it comes to creating our sort of nighttime daytime clocks. The research has been very mixed, but where the research is not mixed is just that light is going to keep us awake, keep us energized, and keep us moving forward mentally. So if we can turn that light off entirely, or worst case scenario, just turn it down, that's going to make the biggest difference.
Definitely make the big difference, people. And what role does sound play in the bedroom? Are we taking complete silence with a noise machine, or perhaps something else? What's your take on using technology for soundscapes?
So this is another one where the studies that I've seen show that less sound, regardless of the type, is better. So if it can be absolutely quiet, that is the best case scenario. Now there are sometimes that we can't avoid that. There are sounds outside your building, sounds outside your room, your house, your home, your apartment, what have you. Probably has some natural sounds that it just makes during the night, and some of those things we can't avoid. So something like a soundscape, a white noise machine, those can definitely help. Those types of devices really are working to create almost like a blanket of sound. So over time, your mind sort of tunes that out. And so any sounds that aren't able to sort of get above that sort of threshold of noise in your mind, then don't sort of trigger you to have like this wake up effect. So if you just can't get the noise in your room to an absolute minimum, using a white noise machine can definitely help as a good stopgap.
Interesting answer. Mr. Derek, for renters who can paint or make a major changes, what are the most effective ways to transform the feel of a bedroom on a temporary budget?
I think the easy ones come down to bedding essentially. So as we talked about earlier, the pillow, it makes a big difference. It's a relatively inexpensive purchase. You can take that with you whenever you're getting ready to leave, making sure that you have the pillow that is right, especially for your sleeping position. So stomach sleepers need flat, back sleepers want a moderate height, and side sleepers want a tall pillow. Beyond that, a really nice set of sheets. I know whether you like something like a 100% cotton or linen, those could be fantastic if you want more natural fibers. Or I really prefer these like high performance polyester sheets. Companies like Bedgear and Cheeks make them, though there are others. They're super smooth, super breathable, and they are by far the coolest set of sheets I've ever tested. So if you are somebody that sleeps warm, I think high performance polyester can be a big impact. Cotton sheets, linen sheets, other types can work well, though do be careful with those. The thicker the thread count gets, especially on cotton, the more breathability is impacted. So it can make cotton feel a little bit warmer than it will at a relatively lower threshold point, but especially compared to high performance polyester. The last big thing I would recommend, if the mattress itself, just despite the pillow and the sheets, is just still really bad, you may want to consider a topper. And the world of toppers, there's a huge range here. For most people, I think a polyurethane foam or a memory foam makes the most sense. Usually, you want to get a 3-inch topper. Anything less than that, and it's probably not going to be making a substantial impact. Anything more than that, you can go up to 4-inch, but 3 inches is really kind of that sweet spot where you're definitely going to feel that. It's going to make a notable impact on the mattress. It's going to add some comfort, some softness, some pressure relief, and it can help to make a mattress that may not be great, at least be sort of palatable and something that you can comfortably sleep on.
Yes, definitely. And Mr. Derek, how does room temperature and air quality scientifically affect our sleep quality? And what are some simple hacks to optimize both?
So this is another one where the science here is clear. Studies are clear. When we sleep cooler, we sleep better. Most of the studies I've seen show that a temperature between 67 and 72 degrees is the sort of temperature sweet spot. So if you can get the temperature down that low and we're in your bedroom, that's going to allow for deeper sleep and more restful sleep. So, of course, the best thing you could do is just set the HVAC down to that temperature. If you don't have an AC or you don't have control of it, or your AC just can't get that low due to the area that you live in, let's at least do what we can with respect to pillows and bedding and mattress protectors. Those all can make cooling better or worse. With respect to sheets, high performance polyester, I think, is definitely the best in class. Pillows will vary, but looking for something with phase change covers, I think, is a good place to start. That's going to create a cool to the touch feel on the surface of that pillow, especially if you combine that with, again, the high performance polyester sheets with something like a Sheets or a Bedgear. Lastly, do take a look at your mattress protector or mattress pad if that's something you use. Mattress protectors are great because they protect the mattress and they're preventing damage from water, and that's terrific. We need that. But lower quality, inexpensive protectors can have a really big negative impact on cooling performance. So we want to make sure we spend a decent amount of money, usually something in the $60 to $120 range for a queen size mattress protector. Is going to get something that is cool enough that can still protect the mattress, but it's still breathable and it's not going to heat up that surface of the mattress.
Breathable. I like that. Mr. Derek, on rituals and relaxation tips. What does the ideal digital sunset routine look like for the hour before bed? How can we realistically detach from our devices?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a hard question, right? The best thing we can do is get off all technology 1 hour before bed. Make that part of your routine. Put your phone in another place, sort of away from your bedroom, so that you're not distracted. Just constantly pull it up, turn off the TV. I think if you can look for good alternatives as replacement habits, that's really where you can make it an easier change. So if the hour before your bed you're putting away the technology, you're picking up a book or a magazine, or maybe it's drawing, or some type of hobby that's not on screens. I think anything you can do to let your mind and your eyes sort of reset, sort of calm down off of just being constantly energized by technology and devices and light sources, and just again help to activate that melatonin and the sleep cycle a little bit earlier, so that by the time you do lay down in an hour or so, that you're actually ready and able to go to sleep.
Mr. Derek, for someone whose mind races the second their head hits the pillow, what is the simple but effective relaxation technique they can do right in bed to quiet the mental noise?
That's another really good question, and this one I think there's a lot of potential avenues here. For me, and what I recommend to most is just develop a simple breathing meditation. It doesn't have to be complex. All we're doing is developing a simple in and out breathing to calm the mind. Allow your mind to just focus on the breath, just in, out. And this process, with just a few minutes, you're able to again drop these extra thoughts out of the mind, allow the mind to relax, to be without distraction. The breathing then gets into a natural rhythm that your body can use then to easily drift off to sleep. So I think just a controlled and simple breath work is the easiest and fastest way to develop, so the relaxation to help get you to sleep quicker.
How can we use sand as a powerful tool to cure relaxation? Are there specific scents proven to be more effective than others?
That is a good question. I have seen sort of minimal studies on this topic and really minimal anecdotal evidence. I know there are some who really believe that, certain scents or essential oils are helpful to them. And, if that works for you, great. I think focus on what your body's telling you works. But this is an area that I have not seen enough research or evidence-based studies that I would feel confident saying really anything definitively. So I think the jury is really still out with respect to sense.
Mr. Derek, what is the role of a pre sleep ritual? And can you give us an example, a simple 15-minute routine that anyone can start tonight?
I think the pre-sleep ritual is all about developing habits that help us naturally calm down, naturally develop just a better state of relaxation, so that by the time you are ready to go to sleep, your body is calm, it's rested, it's ready to actually lay down. So this is going to be something that varies for every person. My ritual, if you will, is pretty simple. Number one, I try to get off my phone, get off the TV at least 30 minutes before bed, but especially that last 15 minutes. That last 15 minutes really is just getting ready for bed. I may be taking a shower. I'm, brushing teeth, changing clothes. Really simple stuff. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of reading in bed. Sometimes I'm just today. If my mind is really racing, I'll do again a simple kind of 5 minute breathing meditation. Again, it's nothing really complex or crazy. I'm just breathing in and out and just allowing my mind to be empty for a few minutes. And so I think this really can vary for a lot of people and what is effective. So I think consider what works for you and your schedule. But to the extent that you can, really do try to get off screens. If you can do just one thing, if you can be off screens entirely for that last 15 minutes, that's going to really pay the biggest dividends.
Mr. Derek, can you expound more about this phrase on your website, making matrices make sense?
Absolutely. So, when it came to mattress testing and reviews, the industry is really complex. I think a lot of mattress brands really overcomplicate it and kind of want to. I think when consumers are confused about what's out there, they're more likely to spend more money. And so the aim with our objective and data driven testing was to really take the confusion out of this market. Just get down to what is this mattress made of? What does it feel? And what sleepers is it best for? And so that has really been a guiding principle behind everything we do at NapLab.
Interesting, Mr. Derek, and keep up the good work. And tell us what are your vision and mission as being the founder of NapLab.
Our mission is really simple. We want to help our readers find a mattress that is a perfect fit for them. So we come in, we test, we review, and we try to, again, take the mystery out of the world of mattresses so that our readers, that our viewers can come, get the information, find out what's right for them, and make an informed purchasing decision.
Good luck for that vision and mission. Mr. Derek, what's the connection between the cultured room and a cultured mind? What is this minute rule for keeping the bedroom tidy without becoming a chore?
Yeah, I think this is another one where when your space is clean and organized and simple, your mind can be clean and organized and simple. And especially with respect to the bedroom, that's going to allow you to get to sleep quicker and stay asleep more rested. So I do think there's a lot of value into keeping our bedroom as, again, clean and organized and relaxing as possible. There are so many distractions and crazy things going on in our world and our lives with kids and jobs and everything else. Make the bedroom a place of serenity as much as possible. So whatever that means to you, could consider that sort of ideal serene place, and do what you can to build that in your bedroom. When we get better sleep, we get better rest, we live better, mood is better, energy is better, their health is better. There's just so many benefits from spending a little bit of time to prioritize your sleep.
Many people work, eat, or watch stressful news in the bed. How damaging is this to our ability to relax there? And how can we break those occasions of our space is limited?
Yeah, so I think the degree to which it's damaging really varies widely on again the individual, the type of media, news, electronics that they're consuming. But when we look at evidence-based studies, clinical studies, university studies, even simple stuff like just light pollution coming in, noise pollution, has a significant impact on the number of minutes lost to sleep, where people without those things are sleeping more. They're getting more REM sleep. Whereas when we introduce any level of light, of noise, of technology, whether it's news and media or it's just simple light pollution coming in through your window, those things have a significant and a notable impact on your sleep.
For people living in small apartments or studio where boredom or bedroom is not a separate room, how can they create a clear physical or visual boundaries to protect their sanity and for their sleep space?
So I think if you're able to put up some simple, walls, even if they're just, sort of modular curtains that can slide around, so you can create that sort of separate physical area for your base, I think that's definitely a good way to go about it. If that's not an option or just not something you want to do, sleeping with earplugs, sleeping with an eye mask, those are going to get you, 90% of the way there. Again, we're blocking light, we're blocking sound, so that the body can really rest.
Yes, black everything, people. Totally dark and quiet. If you could have everyone change just one thing about their bedroom setup tonight, what would have the most dramatic impact on their sleep and relaxation quality?
I would say change or wash your sheets. This is an area where the studies I've seen are really surprising. The number of people that don't wash their sheets each week, and this is an area where, again, numerous scientific studies have shown us the bacteria growth just over 1 week is exponential. We go from zero to something like 9 million bacteria per square inch within a 7-day period. So washing your sheets every week, washing your pillowcase every week is a great way to not be sleeping in just this massively growing petri dish of bacteria.
Wash indeed. Thank you for that tips. Master Derek, I'm gonna wash my, wow, everything
Good.
today. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please still listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too. Comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 in first season, and my baby podcast law 101 and mental health 101. Love letters include season and movie 101 review and music 101 in first season and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcasts. So, Mr. Derek, finally, how does investing the quality of our rest and relaxation in the bedroom fundamentally improve the quality of our waking lives?
Sleep is the foundation of everything we do. When we get good sleep, our energy is better, our mood is better, our outlook on life is better, our health is better. And conversely, when we don't get good sleep, especially for a long period of time, all of those areas dramatically suffer. So much like eating and exercise, sleep is right up there with those two. You absolutely need to get good sleep consistently each night. So having a bedtime, trying to wake up at the same time, those things go a long way to making sure that we can get a good restorative sort of 7 to 8 hours a night.
7 to 8 hours. That'd be awesome. Mr. Derek Hales, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. To have a better sleep is very important, people. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your business, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Yeah, so if you're in the market for a new mattress, be sure to visit us at naplab.com, naplab.com. There we have our test reviews, comparisons, best of guides, and a whole lot more. We also have our mattress finder quiz, answer a few questions about needs, preferences, and budget. That goes straight to me. I send you back a recommendation within 24 hours. Or where's the contact form? If you just want to say hi, drop a comment, have a suggestion, feel free to use that as well.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Derek Hales because support him. More and more breathable sleep to come. So, Mr. Derek, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a pleasure.
More to come, people. See you